Hey, what's up, Jeff from Pixion Design here, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to navigate the canvas in Photoshop. Since Photoshop is a 2D graphics editor, the two ways that you can interact with the canvas is through zooming or panning. Go ahead and create a new document. Any dimensions will be fine, or you can open any image you like. For this tutorial, I'm going to use an image from the game Rise of the Tomb Raider. Great game, by the way, so definitely check it out if you can. The first mode of interaction we are going to look at is zooming. When you have created or opened your image, if you look to the top, you'll see a tab displaying information about your document. The zoom level is displayed here as a percentage, meaning currently I'm viewing this image at 33.3% of its original size. To zoom in, we can use the zoom tool found near the bottom of the toolbar. It looks like a magnifying glass. Click on it to activate or use the hotkey Z. After selecting the zoom tool, your cursor will look like a magnifying glass. To zoom in, drag to the right. To zoom out, drag to the left. As you zoom in and out, you'll notice the zoom indicator at the top is changing as well. It's worth noting that the zoom tool has a focus function, meaning that it will try to zoom in to the area you clicked and dragged on. For example, if I want to zoom in on Lara's face, I can click and drag, and you'll notice Photoshop will actively try to keep focus on her face. If I zoom out, then click and drag on her climbing axe, the zoom focus is now on the axe. The second way you can zoom in is while holding down the Alt key. Use the scroll wheel on your mouse. Scroll up to zoom in and scroll down to zoom out. Notice when zooming in using this method, it also has the focus function, zooming in based on the position of your cursor. This method of zooming has an advantage because the zoom tool doesn't have to be active for the zoom to work. So if I switch back to the move tool with the hotkey V, notice when I hold down Alt and use the scroll wheel, I'm still able to zoom in and out. The third way to zoom in and out is to hold down the Control key and press the plus or minus keys on your numpad. Ctrl plus to zoom in and Ctrl minus to zoom out. When you use this method to zoom in and out, however, you don't have the focus function like the other two methods. So now that you're all zoomed in, you need to move around so you can see other parts of the image. To do this, we are going to pan. To pan, you can use the scroll bar on the right and on the bottom of the canvas, although this method isn't very efficient. The second way to pan is to use the scroll wheel on your mouse. Scroll up and down to pan vertically and hold down Ctrl while scrolling to pan horizontally. Personally, I find these two methods are slow and tedious. That's why I prefer the third way to pan. First, hold down spacebar. Notice when you hold the spacebar down, the cursor turns into a hand. Now you can pan by dragging in any direction. This is my personal preference when it comes to panning, as I find this method the fastest, but feel free to use whichever method you find easiest. If you prefer panning using the scroll wheel, you'll notice it pans quite slow. To speed it up, hold down Shift while scrolling. The same applies to scrolling horizontally. Hold down Ctrl and Shift to speed it up. So before I mentioned you can pan horizontally by holding down the Control key and using the scroll wheel, but something of interest here is you can actually do that without holding down Control. Simply hover your cursor over the horizontal scroll bar and use the scroll wheel on your mouse. Now I have no idea why anyone would ever use this method to pan, but hey, each to their own. Go ahead and familiarize yourself with zooming and panning around the canvas. If you enjoyed or found this video helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribe. Jeff from Pixion Design here, and see you in the next video.